Hello, welcome back to the land of Kakiak. I'm Laurel. Today's a prep and chat video. What am I prepping? So I recently took Karen over at our house. I took her remedial sustainable homeschool course, and so I printed out like all the printables, and so today I'm going to make myself a binder. So I was gonna organize all the stuff and maybe make myself like little tabbies and things so I can just flip to things as I need them. And then I was like, I didn't really have anything to chat about. I was just gonna chat about the course mainly. I still will, but I will also talk to you about why I am leaving Teachers Pay Teachers, and I'll just tell you that little story. First things first, I'm gonna start three hole punching. Okay. So, I have used TPT for a long time to find, resources for homeschool stuff. I think I did a whole video on my favorite TPT resources. Even though I don't, and if I don't know, I'm assuming most people know what TPT is, but in case you don't, TPT stands for Teachers Pay Teachers, and it is teachers. Teachers have been slaving away, making lessons and doing things in their own classrooms. But this was a way for teachers to upload those things and sell them. And it's mainly like between other teachers, and they put on there like what Common Core standards and all that kind of stuff. But the site allows creators who are, they don't do like a background check, like you don't have to be a professional teacher. Anyway, so just because I was on there already and I had things that I was making, and I just thought, well, I'll put those on TPT, and like maybe some people, maybe other homeschool moms, because I know homeschoolers like get on there, because like I was on there looking for stuff. So I just started out by putting my copy work and kind of the things I was making on there. So I don't make any type of like full income. Like I just basically make enough money on TPT to like for some book money. Some months are better than others, but like I am not at all a top seller or anything like that. So I always thought it'd be nice to maybe just have my own website, but I thought I was always kind of planning in my mind to wait until I had, if it ever got to a point where I had enough customers or people buying stuff on a regular basis to justify all the work and expense of just having my own website. Because I don't want to spend money on a website that doesn't pay for itself. You know what I mean? And so it was just convenient to put it on there. I put a couple things on Etsy, but like my stuff really hardly moves on Etsy. Like I've probably sold 10 things total on Etsy ever. And I haven't been doing this, I don't know when I started. It hasn't even been a year, I don't think that I don't think my products like rank. I think I'm so niche anyways, and then I just don't think I rank, on searches and stuff. But like because I basically make products that are like exactly what I would want. They are, because it's actually what I'm making to use in my homeschool. So anyways, though, blah 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 about that. I would like to my goal was to make some kind of contribution to my family, maybe help with groceries or something. We're like 5 people on one income. Anyways, but I get up this morning, so long story short, I get up this morning to, somebody had asked me on YouTube, like where I bought some flashcards or something. So I was like, oh, I gotta go down and like respond to her. And, shout out if you're Threat Level Midnight, which by the way is like, I love that name. Anyway, so I was like, I haven't checked my email in a long time. I probably check my email not consistently. I've literally had the same email address since my freshman year of college, which was the year 2000. So 23 years I've had the same email, and I have so much junk email that comes in. So anyways, I was like, I'll just check it, and there was an email from TPT in there, Usually they only email you to let you know if you sold something, but it didn't look like that. I'm gonna grab my computer. I'll read it to you. It says, "Dear Laurel, good to know I'm dear to you, TPT. We know that you work hard to create the best possible resources for students. We're reaching out today because we found that your content listed below does not fully comply with our inappropriate content policy." I was like, inappropriate, right? As such, the following resource has been made inactive on TPT. They may be reposted once you update them to comply with the policy. We know that our teacher authors never intend to post inappropriate content, but there is some content that we cannot allow under our policies. This is to ensure the TPT community feels respected and safe. I'll let you know, they allow CRT stuff on there. So I'm like, what? If that's allowed, if that's not offensive, I don't know how my little store, which is as wholesome as it comes, could be offensive, right? Or inappropriate. Sounds scary. And then what they listed was my classical print copywork from McGuffey's third eclectic reader, lesson 71 to 79, page 14. They said traumatic experiences are represented in inappropriate ways. So it's not that you can't, I guess, have materials about traumatic experiences, but you have to put it in what they deem to be appropriate. See more details here. So it takes me to the guidelines and all this stuff. They have all these things. Let me see. They have all these things that you cannot, like teaching resources that they will not allow. They say things like representations of traumatic experiences or elements of trauma which are otherwise inappropriate. Example, graphic or inaccurate depictions of traumatic experiences. So you can't have a resource about the civil rights era with an image of lynching on its cover. A gallery walk about the Holocaust featuring images of concentration camps. An illustration of the encounter between Christopher Columbus and indigenous people where everyone is smiling. A list of facts related to Harriet Tubman's time as an Underground Railroad conductor that are described as fun facts. That's what my violation was under, right? If you're wondering what inappropriate, traumatic thing did I make in my resources that would get my resource deactivated, I'll tell you what it was. It is from McGuffey's Third Eclectic Reader, Revised Edition. Please brace yourself. Trigger warning. Traumatic and insensitive, perhaps graphic content is about to be presented to you. Indian corn. Few plants are more useful to man than Indian corn or maize. No grain except rice is used to so great an extent as an article of food. In some countries, corn is almost the only food eaten by the people. Do you know why it is called Indian corn? It is because the American Indians were the first corn growers. Columbus found this grain widely cultivated by them when he discovered the New World. They pounded it in rude stone bowls and thus made a coarse flour, which they mixed with water and baked. Anyways, it goes on, just talking about how useful Indian corn is and how the many uses of Indian corn and its products are worthy of note. How we make cornstarch from it. In New England, they make hasty pudding with it and succotash, popcorn, and that it's very beautiful. So Columbus was mentioned one time that he was impressed with this corn. And that is what, and there's a beautiful picture of it. I know it's graphic content. Please, please, if you have children in the room, send them out. So, I was triggered, as you could probably tell. So, I read the guidelines and I responded. But this is the funny part about the response, right? So part of their text or part of their email to me was, what happens now? It is available for you to edit if you would like to make updates to the content that doesn't currently comply with our policy. While TPT is not able to provide specific advice on how to update your resource, please read on for more information about our policies, blah, 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 blah. If you have reviewed TPT's guide to the inappropriate content policy and continue to have questions about this message, you may reply directly to this email. Please note that we will be unable to answer specific questions about your resource violation. So you can respond, but they're not going to respond to you. You can ask questions, but they won't answer you. I mean, it's not fascism because they're not a government agency, but it's the spirit of fascism, right? and YouTube is no better. But I had to go where the people are, and the people are on YouTube. And I'm glad to know you. Anyways, sorry. There's like so much pollen in the air right now. So this was my response. I did respond. Hello. I've reviewed your guidelines and found you are in error. I can only assume you're ignorant and uneducated and want today's children to be as well. I'll be closing my store and taking my talents to other platforms. Please do better. Sincerely, Laurel. All that to say, I am going to be moving my products. So I'll probably for the meantime put as much as I can on Etsy. I'll link my Etsy store for you down below. I'm going to close my store today. I may just kind of look at what actually sells, because it's a lot of work to like move your stuff and make. You have to on Etsy you have to take physical pictures of everything, and it's just really time consuming to rewrite up all the descriptions and stuff. I may just do a Wix website and do an e-commerce store on there eventually. I don't feel that TPT is really serving me all that much anyways as a platform, because teachers aren't, like, public school teachers aren't buying my stuff. It's homeschoolers, you know. So if anything, I'm driving people to their site. But, you know, they don't care if I leave. I know. But I can't be part of this. So anyways, I'm going to try to maybe make a website. I'll put some stuff on Etsy for now. I am going to finish prepping my remedial, sustainable homeschool resources, and I'll show you the end product. Okay, I've got everything that I had printed out and put in here, and I will show you. There's lots of extra room. This is a really big binder, but I can always add things to it. Okay, so this is what I plan on using, right? I'll see if I can use it. Like if I just notice that my child is having an issue someplace or another, I might go to this, because what I was really looking for was the assessments that Karen recommended for certain subjects. And this one, I just turned this around, from Don Potter, suggested reading assessments. I just flipped my paper around because it already had some of the things, and I kind of used it as a table of contents. So I just went through and I made tabs, and for the different assessments, for ABCs, the phonics. Then there was, for spelling assessment. And then there was a section. I just printed out a section about teaching spelling from a resource Karen recommended. I didn't print out the whole resource because it covered other things. I just printed out the spelling section. And so yeah, I just tabbed everything by subject. Some of it I probably won't use. Like I think that this is really more for I would call it vocabulary, because it's all about prefixes, suffixes, and stuff. But this is really interesting. Because it goes over more than just prefixes and suffixes. I like how it talks about homonyms too. I'm definitely going to read this section for sure, because we talk about homonyms a lot in spelling. Homophones and homographs. So homonyms covers both of those things, but I'm definitely going to look at that section because, yeah, we talk about it all the time in spelling. And then some cursive resources and print resources. The only thing about the print resource that she provided was that the manuscript it's straight up and down. So I have been, which is fine, and a bunch of my original print copy work that I made for the McGuffies is straight up and down like this. But I actually have been making new versions with a different font because I like the tails and the slant. I think that is it's just more cohesive between print and cursive. So it's not quite so different, and one helps you with the other. Whereas this is like just one straight up and down, and then it's hard to go to from like this. I think it's harder to go from that to, where's the cursive one I wanted to show you, to writing like that. You know what I mean? Isn't that pretty though? My handwriting is not that good. Anyways, so she gives a nice explanation and walkthrough in her modules. I definitely recommend her course. I don't know what she's going to charge. I did the beta test group, so I think it was less money, but I think it was like $20 or something. I think a lot of times what you're paying for is just somebody else's experience and recommendation. That means a lot to me. I know that she has done a ton of trial and error, and that is invaluable. So I thought it was well worth the $20 to be like, okay, well, this is after 6 kids and like all the work she's done. I would like to pay her for her recommendations. Okay, so, and then she has, I think this is cool, a new take on teaching the math facts, learning the math facts. So I think that's worth it. I think she had a really interesting module for you on the teaching math facts. So I'm going to cut those out today, and I'm going to try it on myself first and see what I think. But you'll probably see me, I'm sure you'll see me talking about it or using it in the future if it works. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to cut these out, and then I'm going to go to my TPT store and start deciding what I actually want to, what actually sells and what doesn't, and because I probably won't put over all my products. But yeah, we're going to say goodbye to that store. I'll leave a link for my Etsy store for the time being. And if I do a website of my own, I will tell you guys when that happens. Okay, happy homeschool.